Just a quick message before we start this video, but my friends and sponsors over at Velo, who have given me the Factor bike support this year, they are becoming a part of a totally new concept store in London's iconic King's Cross area. This new venture is opening on Friday, the 22nd of July. Essentially, it's a new concept store opening near King's Cross where a lot of brands are coming together under one roof. You'll be able to find Factor bikes there as well as black ink wheels. The idea is that people can come, look, feel, and get to know the brands a bit more. So just giving them a quick shout out because I was invited to go down for the opening. If anyone's in the area after it's opened, go and check it out. Not a bad evening, this is it. Ignore my bike that I've gently laid down on the floor. This is a historic day. This is the hottest day ever in the UK. Maybe not like the hottest place in the UK, but like it's been 30, 35, 33 degrees here in South Wales today. You can see I'm absolutely pouring with sweat. I've been out for a pretty intense ride with a lot of VO2 max efforts on some climbs, but I wanted to share a no faff video, a couple of things, a couple of ideas that I've had and I've also picked up from other people on how to keep cool, or at least how to manage like, you know, temperature and stuff when it is just unbearably hot. And one of those is to come out in the evening and ride or exercise. It's not just for cyclists, this, but if you can ride in the evening or ride in the morning, obviously riding in the morning is a lot cooler, but riding in the evening, if you can't, is a bit better than riding at least sort of during the day. I've got one of these things down my back which melted within the first like 20 minutes of today's ride, but it is a ice gel pack thing, so you can like refreeze these things. But yeah, mine melted really early, but at least it kept me somewhat cool for my warm-up. And the idea is, at least a lot of the research shows that you want to be starting like any exercise in like any sort of heat with the coolest possible core body temperature. Like you shouldn't be shivering per se, but like it should be like as cool as you can be to sort of delay that, you know, raised core body temperature. It's in my middle pocket of my jersey so that it's sort of touching my spine, and any sort of, you know, fluid, blood circulation that's going through my spine is getting cooled a little bit by the gel. The other thing as well is putting my bottle in the freezer for about half an hour before coming out, so it's not frozen solid, but it's certainly a lot colder. And having some electrolyte powder in there really helps because you're obviously sweating and there's losing salt and everything else, so there's that. Hey guys, just a quick interruption to say thank you so much to FlexiSpot for sending me this desk. If you are after something where you can do work and watch the Tour de France at the same time, then I'll link the other video up here so you can go and watch it if you want to for more information. It has transformed my productivity and I'm far more comfortable working too, and riding as well, but I'm not riding indoors just yet. It's too hot for that. Anyway, back to the video. Other things as well, like, it might sound silly, but you know, picking a jersey that's like quite breathable, like anything that has some kind of ventilation or mesh under the armpits is obviously like a lot better than one that hasn't. Just, you know, a small detail that maybe you should look for in cycling jerseys. A lot of cycling jerseys will tend to be like made from different materials, so they can be a different material on the front compared to the back. So the front will be slightly thicker possibly, but the back will be slightly thinner. I've always found that those type of jerseys work best only because when you sweat, and you'll notice this when maybe you're on the indoor trainer, because I know a lot of people I caught in a minute are still training indoors even in this weather, and it's really, really difficult to train even outdoors in this weather, let alone indoors. But you'll notice a lot of the heat comes from your back. You know, obviously that's partly down to us being leant forward on the bike, and so the air is always hitting our torso, and hence why that bit gets quite chilly. You know, if you've like climbed and you've got really sweaty and then you're descending for ages, that gets like really chilly. but you never tend to get a cold back. So that's because, you know, that area is not getting that sort of cooling effect. And it's why obviously riders chuck ice socks down the back, because it lasts longer being down your back ever so slightly than being down your front. But those are just a couple of tips, nothing groundbreaking, but I thought it's worth making a video on it because it's relevant to what's happening right now, although by the time I post this video, the heatwave will probably be over. But, you know, it can stand the test of time. You know, next year when we get a heatwave, then we come back to this video. And anyone that has any of their own tips, please let me know in the comment section. Well, let us all know down in the comment section, because we'd all be really grateful if everybody had at least one piece of advice or one thing that worked for them. So I'm going to roll back down the hill, the final 5 minutes back home, back to a cool flat, to have a cold shower and to bring my core body temperature down, because bringing it down as quick as possible means we can then ride again tomorrow. We all saw Tom Pidcock and lots of other riders jump in that pool after the Tour de France days recently. So that's it from me, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.